I recently moved into an old, creaky house I found for cheap on Craigslist. From the outside, it looked like your typical fixer-upper, paint peeling off the walls, broken shutters, and a rusted mailbox barely hanging on. But hey, I figured it had character, right? Besides, I was just looking for a place to call my own. The house had this one locked room in the basement. I assumed it was just some old storage area or maybe a crawl space. When I asked the landlord for the key, he looked at me with this weird, almost pitying expression, like he wanted to warn me but thought better of it. He told me, in this low voice, "Just leave that room alone," and then he walked off. But curiosity, it's a powerful thing. For the first couple of nights, everything was quiet. Until, on the third night, I heard this scratching sound. Faint at first, almost like mice scurrying along the floorboards. I tried to ignore it, convincing myself it was just the house settling. But then it got louder, like something was scraping the walls, or trying to get out. I grabbed a flashlight and decided to go investigate. I made my way down into the basement, where the sound grew louder with each step. When I reached the door, I noticed something I hadn't seen before. A faint handprint smeared in dust, right at eye level, like someone had pressed their palm against the door from the inside. I don't know what came over me, but I found myself pressing my ear to the door. That's when I heard it. A voice. Faint, whispering, but close, right on the other side. It kept repeating, "Help me, let me out." I yanked my head back, my heart racing. No way I was going to open that door. The next night, the sound started again. Louder, angrier. The scraping turned to banging. The whispers grew into frantic, desperate cries. I called the landlord, demanding he tell me what was behind the door. His voice cracked as he said, "I warned you not to go down there. You have to leave." He hung up, and I was left alone, with that pounding growing louder and louder, shaking the floor. Finally, at 3 a.m., it just stopped. The silence was worse than the noise. I could feel something watching me, lurking just beyond the door. And then, slowly, the door creaked open by itself, just an inch. And that's when I heard it again, only this time it was coming from behind me, that same whisper. "Let me out."